Well, it is the weekend before Thanksgiving, and we've made a pretty good dent. So just kind of yesterday and today have been getting everything kind of back onto the bulkhead. Have definitely quite a few pieces to put back on and remount and get the new painless wiring bracket mounted as well. And otherwise, everything's coming together really nice and clean, looking real sharp. Got the new dual brake system in, and the clutch pedal mounted, the power steering, of course, in, and just kind of resting. We got the glass in last night, which was great. We'll have to put in the, I guess they'd call it the kind of the yoke for the steering column, something like that, whatever the bracket is that holds it. It's outside drying if it's just painted. But starting to have the look and feel of a interior again, which is nice. Once again, we got all the glass in, and it's looking nice and sharp. Hung the seat belts. That's going pretty well. The thing that I'm not too excited about right now is that this 110 door frame is causing a little bit of an interesting setup for how these bottom sills go on. And they're just slightly off and where they would want to line up with the rear wheel well. And I'll go get the front fender today when I go down, come back from watching the football game down in town. But I can tell I'm going to have to kind of temporarily hang them in place and then drill. I think I'm going to have to drill new holes in order for them to line up. But I'll certainly confirm all that before I get going too deep into it. But other than that, definitely got its old look back. There's the handmade transmission tunnel, which we'll probably just use for quite a while. Obviously, I took the original driver's side and then riveted it onto a piece that I made for the passenger side of the transmission tunnel. And it was meant to be just kind of a fabricated piece that we can take down and get made without any of that seam, but that's just not, quite frankly, it's just not that bad. So we'll leave that for now, but everything's just kind of really cleaned up nicely. Come together really great. Unfortunately, what we ended up with as to why I'm not hearing the engine turn yet is we got to going on putting the harness in that's supposed to go with this engine, and we believe that when they sent us this engine from Prestige Mustang, we believe that unfortunately when they sent us out the wiring harness for the engine, they grabbed the wrong one when they sent it out of Prestige Mustang. And unfortunately, when we had everything lined out and ready to go for hookups, the majority of the plugs have a different piece for basically the AC and the alternator. Obviously, I don't need the AC so much, but we're going to turn that into an air compressor. So we have an air compressor on board with the truck. The other two major hookups are fine, but the alternator and the AC pump are what are not hooking up. So we kind of think that maybe they grabbed the wrong one, if that's the case, which means the EFI computer they sent out may not be right. So now we've got to research all that on Monday and figure out what's going on. So anyway, well, if it ain't one thing, it's another. But anyways, there it goes. How she's looking. Guess I should say he's looking. This is Russ. Only vehicle I've ever owned that has a name, but this is the Rover Russ. Named after my grandfather. Okay, so we're at the point now where we have been working on getting everything to frame up nicely. Today we got in some of the wiring harness, the fuel pressure regulator mount. I go in here. We're able to get the hood assembly back in place, and kind of just get some final mounting done on many things. What we're finding is that the lines for the top of the door frames have been lining up the best by doing basically what you see here. And in doing this, we went ahead and loosened up every single bolt on the bulkhead mounts and then across the entire roof, because the bulkhead as a whole was just really skewed quite a bit back, and so all my lines on my doors were really goosed up. So what we're hoping is that we have just ultimately accomplished getting all my lines back in place. So I'm about to release the pressure on these come-alongs after having just strengthened everything up. But we put in the fuel pump today, ran the fuel line, laid in a few of the brake lines, getting, you know, as we mentioned, a lot of the specialty items that we need to make the Mustang engine work in play. And we're getting closer. Well, we just let the tension off, and the good news is it is better, but you can kind of see the line from the top of the front door to the top of the back door is still a little off. I think I can take up the rest of that in the hinges, and I'll get that as clean as I can. But you know, all in all, it is coming together. I think this is just the part that takes the most tedious attention. And anyway, but the tension's off now, and I think the bulkhead's in a much better place, and I think everything's worked out. So, you know, just as an idea of what we did to do this, just a couple of shackles, and ran some straps back, put a little bit of weight on the come-along, case pop, then come along, good old ranch hand grill, and just now probably crooked on my truck. But anyway, there it is. Well, I guess it should actually end with this image of there it is. Seeing how nice and clean all the lines have come out. So far so good.